Hey friends, welcome back. We've got a cool product to show you today. It's like a driveway alarm that we've been needing for a while. So a company called Letwesaf reached out to us and wanted us to review their product. So stick around, we're going to show it to you. I think it's going to be a really cool addition here. So here's what we got: radar motion alarm system. We've during the winter here, the dogs aren't outside a lot, so we don't know when somebody comes in the driveway. Usually we have the dogs barking, but when the dogs aren't barking, we don't know if anybody's here. So I think this is going to work out well. Let's get this thing unboxed and see what comes in the box. Let's get this thing open. Got the user's manual. Got the detector, looks like here, the receiver. Probably some mounting hardware, charging cables and all that. I believe this charges with USB-C. Probably in this drawer right here. Yep, looks like USB-C. Everything's going to USB-C. In fact, we've got USB-C cords all over the house. So let's get into the user's manual here. We'll figure out how this thing works and how to set it up. Okay, we got everything unboxed. You've got a little QR code here to download an online user's guide. But I do appreciate that they also provide one, because I don't like when you just get the download. I like having the book with it as well. You've got a USB-C charge cable to add to our collection of USB-C cables. You have a sticky pad to mount the mounting bracket for the detector on a hard surface, or you can screw it onto like a wood surface or something like that. So let's get our detector and our receiver out of here, and we'll get them turned on. And I think we got to pair them. So your receiver has multiple channels, so it'll support more than one detector, which is cool. So we're going to turn these things on. So this one's got the power button on the left side over here. Hold it for like 3 seconds, and then the lights will come on. And then same thing for here. Lights on there. So then we want to pick the channel that we want to pair. So we're going to do channel 1, and then hit the pair button, and then hit the pair button over here. So you heard that beep. Now they're paired. So now we can go mount these outside. So we've got it mounted on our flagpole here, which right across from our driveway. Now the detection range is 15 meters straight out and 3 meters to both sides. So they recommend that you don't put it next to anything that the wind blows around, because you'll get false readings. Now I don't think our tree, which is over there, I think that's beyond 3 meters. If it's too close, I can just rotate it this way. Now, like we said, there's several mounting options. You have this little lanyard hole here where you could just hang it on something outside, or you have these holes that you could like run a strap through if you wanted to put it on a post or a tree or something like that. So we've got it set up. We're going to get this thing working, and we'll show you how it works. All right, so we've come out and hopped in the truck. We're going to drive by our sensor here in the driveway and make sure it goes off. We've got the receiver here in the truck. So you see it's going off. Sounds like a doorbell. Pretty cool. Now I love that the sound has a lower tone, because we had a perimeter alarm out in California when we lived there, and the tone that it emitted inside the house was such a high-pitched tone that I couldn't hear it. Kelly had to listen for it, and if I was home by myself, I never knew it was going off because I have high-pitched tone hearing due to being around loud things all my life. So your high-pitched hearing is the first one that goes. So many people that have hearing loss can't hear the high tones. I had to buy a new kitchen timer because I couldn't hear the one that we had. I had to find one with a lower tone. So I'm really glad this has a low tone. So what are some other uses for this unit? You can go as crazy as you want with this thing. You can use it for perimeter security if you've had more than one sensor, like we were talking about, or detector. You could set them up around your property, and then you can actually know, where people are coming in from. You could use it for camping, camp security. So if you're asleep at night in camp and somebody's milling around your campsite, it's going to let you know. Now, a buddy of mine goes boondocking, what they call it. He camps out in the middle of nowhere. He RVs full time. So that would be some good security for him because he's away from developed campgrounds out in the middle of nowhere. So it would be helpful to know if somebody's milling around. And the key to security is early detection, and that's what this thing's going to give you. Now, if say you had a store, you could put this on the front door of your store, and you could put the receiver back where you're working, so you would know if there's somebody coming in your store. So many, many uses. It's only limited by your imagination. So not only is this thing going to let us know, say if we've got a delivery or something like that and the dogs aren't outside, it's also going to let us know if somebody's coming down the driveway that maybe we don't want on our property. So it's going to come in very handy for that, and I think it's going to add a real nice level of security here on the homestead. We don't have to worry about a lot of that in Nebraska, but you never know when somebody's going to come driving through or whatever and got some ill intentions. Say you had a detector that was going off a lot, maybe there was some work being done in the area or whatever, and you wanted to disable that sensor. You would press the number of the sensor that you want to mute, click that number, and then click the power button. Don't hold it, and it'll mute that detector so it's no longer a nuisance. Now, if you want to disable the whole system, all you got to do is double click the power button, and the whole system will turn off and mute itself to where you're not hearing alarms going off. It also has a fully adjustable detection range, so you can adjust the range of the sensor to suit your needs. So if you're wondering what the power level is on your sensor or your detector, you just briefly press the button. You can see we still have 4 bars of power there, so we're good to go. Now, if you forget which detector is assigned to which channel on here, take your receiver out to your detector, briefly press the power button on the detector. The corresponding light will light up, so you'll know which one's on which channel. Now, I just thought of another use for this alarm. My same buddy that goes RV camping all the time, he went deer hunting one year, got a deer. Obviously, you hang your deer outside to cool down overnight. A bear came into camp and took his deer. So, if he had this system, that bear wouldn't have been able to run off with his deer. If you ever need to do a factory reset, say you're having issues you can't resolve, see this little port here next to the power charge port? That's a reset port. They give you a little tool in the box here to press that button and do a factory reset on your unit. Now, if you wanted to disconnect a detector, you would long press the power button on the detector, or you can hit the corresponding number on the receiver and long press the pair button, and that will also disable that detector. Now let's talk about some of the other specs on this unit. It uses a radar technology, so it'll actually go through things like heavy weather or even leaves and tree branches and stuff like that. it'll penetrate through that stuff. So if you've got low visibility, it's still going to work. It also, you can go up to 800 meters between the detector and the receiver. So you can put this thing way, way out on the end of a long driveway and it's still going to work for you. It's waterproof, dustproof, all of that. So I like it. Now, if you're thinking or wondering how long the battery lasts, on a full charge, the receiver will go up to 200 hours and the detector will go 60 hours. And you may think that's not very long, but they have a solar power unit that you can buy to go with this thing to pair with it for the detector, so you don't ever have to mess with charging that again. And then if you have your receiver in the house, you can just keep it plugged in. You won't ever have to charge that again either. So super cool. So my thoughts on this product, I'm going to give it 2 thumbs up. I like the fact that it's really lightweight and portable. I can throw this thing in my pocket and take it with me. And if somebody comes up the driveway while I'm working in the garden or the shop, I'm still going to know somebody's coming in, even when I'm home by myself. Again, I also like the fact that it's got that lower sounding alert tone where I can actually hear it. The security device does me no good if I can't hear it. So other people with that same problem I have with the high-pitched hearing loss, they're going to be able to use this device. Now, another good thing about this device, it's offline. It doesn't hook up to your Wi-Fi or anything like that, so nobody can hack in and turn it off for you. So some people are going to say, well, how am I supposed to know if somebody's coming on my property when I'm away from home? There's not much you can do about that anyway. I have other ways to know when people are on my property. When we lived out in California, we had cameras on our property. All that does is allow you to see people stealing your stuff. Nothing you can really do about it. People come in from out of the area anyway. It's not your neighbor stealing your stuff. But really enjoy it. I thank Letwesaf for sending this out for us to try. It's really going to get a lot of traction here on the homestead. I am going to buy the solar panel that goes with the detector, because that'll be a bonus, not having to charge that battery. We're going to leave a link in the description of this video if you want to check this product out. And we hope that you do, because I think it'd be worth your while if you need this type of security either on your homestead or wherever you're at. So, hope you enjoyed the video. And until next time, stay safe, stay healthy. We love you guys. Come back and see us real soon here on Markelly Farm. We've got some other products to review for you. And of course, we never do those on our regularly scheduled program. You're still going to see all of our videos in the same order or same amount of days that you normally would. All of these review videos are just extra for you to check out. So, love you guys. See you soon. Kelly's home.